Good morning, welcome. We are live both in Webinar Jam and on Facebook Live. And today is Monday, the 24th of October already. It's 6 in the morning in Brisbane, Australia, although I have two ladies inside Webinar Jam and they are in Adelaide and in Sydney. So Adelaide is 30 minutes ahead of me, is that right, Jackie?
Oh, behind now.
Behind, so you're what, 5:30 in the morning?
6:30 now.
6:30, so she's 30 minutes ahead of me. And then we have Sasa in Sydney, and there is 7 in the morning, is that right?
7 in the morning.
Awesome, so check this out, the technology that I love, okay? Because today we're gonna skip the laws from Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey that we've been reviewing every week, because we have a very special guest from Sydney. Her name is Sasa Morfitis, and she has done the release of my hair wall. So we're going to be talking about the motion code, what it is, how to release the hair wall that we form around our hair with emotions. And so to be able to be broadcasting Sasa on both Webinar Jam and Facebook Live, I've got my camera here, as you can see, which is facing my monitor. So that way, because Sasa is not here with me, so that you can see her on Facebook Live. We're gonna go for about 30 to 45 minutes. So get ready, you're gonna learn a lot. So I strongly recommend that you get your notebook and your pens to start taking notes, because today's topic, trust me, is gonna be beneficial for all of us. And you wanna take notes from everything that you learn, and you'll be able to connect with Sasa afterwards. You're going to be able to ask your questions directly to her, who is the expert. So you can either come inside Webinar Jam, which you do it by going to amazing.com/Monday. And you can also post your questions on the chat on Facebook Live, with the beautiful Jackie in Adelaide is going to help us monitor. And I'm going to be on the chats as well. Good morning, Yuri from Melbourne. We already have an audience, so please type in your name. Let us know where you're watching from this morning. And I'm going to mute her. I'm going to bring our special guest on the biggest screen. And it's going to look a little different today, because this camera is basically pointing at my monitor and everything on my desk, which is very exciting. So please start engaging by let us know your name and where you're hanging out from, where you're watching. And if you know anything about the motion code, you can start putting in your questions and anything you want to learn from Sasa. Otherwise, I'm going to be asking her questions and she's going to be teaching us. We have Jenny from Adelaide. Welcome, Jenny. So we even have guys watching us, Sasa, not just ladies, which is what I love about technology. We can broadcast this anywhere in the world. We have ladies in Poland and in Spain watching us. So I'm not going to take any more time. I'm going to put Sasa on the biggest screen. Welcome, Sasa. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Sandra. Thank you so much for having me. And Jackie too. Nice meeting you ladies this morning.
Awesome. We couldn't do this without Jackie. Jackie, you're on the biggest screen. Look at her. All beautiful. And she is up and committed to help us, because obviously I only have 2 hands, as much as I would love to have 8. So I can't do it all. And thanks to Jackie, we can. We have the beautiful Sylvia saying, hi Sandra, excited to meet Sasa, and she's all the way in Chicago in North America. So you have an international audience today, Sasa. So let's just get started. I have some questions for you. I met Sasa through a referral. If you're on Facebook Live, please make sure you turn up your volume. Because otherwise it doesn't do it automatically. Okay, so I met Sasa through a referral, and I was looking for help with myself and my kids, because as you know, I am a single mom, and after I got divorced from my former husband, he decided to move recently to the UK, and because all my family is in Mexico and I'm here alone with the girls in Australia, I just felt that I didn't want the girls to hold any resentment towards the daddy or any issues of abandonment. And so I went to ask for help to Sasa, and it was the best thing I could have done. I'm not going to give you the end of the happy story just yet. I'm going to leave you hanging until after Sasa tells us a little bit about it, and then I will come back to give you the conclusion of the magic that it did for me and my daughters. So Sasa, tell us, what is the heart wall so that those of us who have never been exposed to this topic can understand?
Okay. During our lifetime, we experience good and good emotions and negative emotions. But through some traumas or through things in our lives that affect us a little bit more, we start to put what emotions around our heart as a protection mechanism. So we build, it's like an onion. So we keep putting the emotions around our heart. And it's a little bit of a protection, as I said, but eventually it starts to stifle you. But some heart walls can also start before you were born. They can start while they're prenatal, primarily in the second and the third trimester. And you can also inherited emotions. And the interesting thing of inherited emotions, this is very scientifically proved that they're coming forward. So you do have inherited emotions that can go anywhere into your body, but they can also form around your heart. So we form what's called a heart wall. So 93% of people have heart walls, and we need to release those heart walls, because what happens is they can cause lack of confidence, not moving forward, emotional trauma. There's so many things, and we're all different. And just to explain a little bit, everyone is different. Sandra, we know that each person reacts differently to different things. So no two people are going to be the same. So that's basically what a heart wall is. It's like little layers and layers and layers of emotions that we need to peel away.
Nice. So it makes perfect sense that, you probably heard that we carry sometimes emotions from our past lives or from our parents that get transmitted to us at birth, right? And then, of course, all the traumatic events that happen through our childhood, and we start protecting ourselves by forming that wall as such around our heart, which creates blocks. Is that right, Sasa? So it stops us forward and from being able to perhaps open up completely in a relationship or to feel those emotions deeply. So that's a great explanation.
Exactly. With some people, because we're all different, some people will be affected health-wise sometimes, and some people emotionally affected. We're all slightly different. Sometimes it's financially affected, even though that's a different story again in the body code, but we can start releasing. I call it the foundation of the releasing of the body code, because we've got the emotion code and we've got the body code, which sits on top of the emotion code.
Love it. So that's the basics of it. And you're right. The same thing could happen to two of us, but we take it and assimilate it and react in a different way. So it could show up, as you said, emotionally or physically. I actually just remembered that a few years ago, I did some release of these things, emotions that had to do with like high school and, bullying at school and boyfriends and stuff. And interestingly enough, it showed up in the way of financial and success. Like that's where it was blocking me. And I would have thought, well, what does that have to do? School bullying when I was young and boyfriends. And it was blocking me from having more success and more financial freedom. So I love that you clarify that. So tell me, Sasa, what changes can people expect after having a heart wall release?
Okay. Again, this is very different for each person. Some people can feel the emotions being released while I'm working on them. So they will start to feel a calmness. How did you feel, Sandra? Did you start feeling anything while I was working on you?
I didn't feel much while you were working on me, but afterwards, a whole heap of things started changing. Cool. When I came to you, I was totally overwhelmed. I felt that my world had flipped upside down after Nick moved to the UK, because I was totally overwhelmed, being a single mom and being an entrepreneur and running my business. And I just wasn't coping. It was just unbelievable. My girls, my oldest daughter was holding a lot of anger and resentment. And it was fascinating because in the weeks after you were working on me, Sasa, like it all changed. Like I literally went and I felt settled, at peace. All of a sudden I had time to do everything I needed to do. I wasn't freaking out and panicking in that overwhelm of, oh, how am I going to cope with everything? It was just peaceful. It was a magical change.
It is. And when I ask people, how do you feel? I'll get, I can't explain it, but I feel this calmness. So, and some people, as I said, I work on people by proxy as well. So sometimes they don't know that I'm working on them at the time that I'm working on them because I give them permission. And I will get people saying to me, I knew you working on me, or they'll ring me up and as I send the email, they'll say, you've just worked on me. Oh my God, I could feel it. So some people feel it, and some people also, some of the emotions that we do release, 20% of people, those emotions will be heightened for the next day or two. So they may feel angry, or they may feel resentful or something, whatever is released. But when you come to the end of the release of the heart wall, probably about 20 to 30% of people get an aha moment. And other people, the heart wall keeps working even for the year to come. You will find that you will react differently to things. You'll be so different in how your thoughts are, and your subconscious will just say, keep it easy, keep it calm. So people will experience very different things in the release of the heart wall. And some people will have money blockages that will go. Some won't, because it may be something else that's gone somewhere else in their body. But everyone will have a different type of a response with releasing of the heart wall. But it's a good response. It's a really peaceful response.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Sasa, because first of all, Ginny is asking who does this heart wall release. And that's Sasa, Ginny. That's why we have her here. She is the expert. She's an emotion code practitioner. So she works on releasing your heart wall. Welcome, Luann. I'm glad you're here. And I'm so glad you mentioned, Sasa, that sometimes it can get worse before it gets better. Because it's like, I see it like the analogy of doing a spring clean in your hands, right? The seasons are changing and you just feel like I need to declutter and get rid of mess. So you start going through all your closets, your pantry and everything. And so the house gets messier first. There's dust and stuff everywhere before it looks better. Then you start to put things into place and then it looks better. And that's exactly what happened with my oldest daughter. That when Sasa started working on her, the first few days as she's working, it's not just one session, it's several sessions. And so for a few days or weeks while Sasa was working on my oldest daughter, I noticed more anger and more resentment. And I was just like, oh my God, what's happening with this thing? Exactly, it's just getting worse. And I was freaking out. And, you know, thank God that I knew that that's a possibility of getting worse before it gets better. And then it was amazing. She literally let go of all that resentment and anger. She went from, I don't even want to talk to Daddy or see him, to wanting to call him, to wanting to go and visit him, to being able to sacrifice her school camp and her cheerleading nationals to go and spend time with Daddy. It was fascinating. And then her whole behavior started to change. She started to become more loving and more grateful and appreciative, more affection, like physically demonstrating her affection, which to me, it was a miracle. Like, I am so grateful for what Sasa did. And Sasa, I believe you have a really cool PowerPoint to make it more visual for us.
I do. Explaining energy. And just to explain to the ladies on listening, that I am also a body code practitioner, which is another level. The emotion code and the heart wall is probably 1/10 of the whole body code system. So the body code system is quite powerful. But if I show you that PowerPoint, I'll go through that, and then we can, if there's any more questions, we can go through those questions. How's that sound?
That's great. I think if you can explain us perhaps what's the motion code and what's the body code so we understand the difference, that would be fantastic.
Okay, I'll go through some energy and go through the PowerPoint, and then I'll give you the differences in clarifying it after that. It won't take very long for the PowerPoint, so I won't bore everybody with too much of it, okay? So I'll go through that right now. Can you see the screen?
Not yet.
Okay, how do I share my screen? That's what I've got to think of, okay.
Little green icon on the left-hand side that says screen share.
Here it is. Ah, beautiful. Got it. Thank you.
We're going to give you Sasa's contact details before the end of the call, so bear with us and then you'll be able to contact her. Let's see if that works. Sasa, if not, I've got it. I can put it up.
Is that up?
No, not yet. Let me see if I can retrieve it from here, and I will put it up for you.
I can. Oh, I just saw it then a minute ago.
You click on share screen, it'll give you options, and you just click on that one.
I've got the green option here. I've pressed share screen and I can't see it.
So when you click press share screen, it's going to give you different options of which screen you want to share.
I can see you. I can't see my screen actually. Hang on, let me just see if I can move it over.
No, I'm just retrieving here for you.
There it is. Screen. Can you see that now?
Yes, we can. Good job.
Yoo-hoo. This time. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Thank you. Okay. Let's just start through that. Okay. So these are just to go through some of the things that I do. I'm an emotion code and body code practitioner. Also a certified weight management coach, a personal trainer, and I created a book called the Fat Buster Challenge, which is an online challenge, and also the author of the Hungry Person's Weight Loss Meal Book. So they're just a couple of the things that I do. So let's talk about energy. Energy is everything that is made up of light, okay? But it's like air, and it's like things that we breathe, like the air that we breathe. We can't see it. Even though our thoughts and our emotions are just energy, we just, we don't know that they're there sometimes. We think that when you want to understand energy, even the desk that you touch is energy. Everything is energy. The difference is it's at a different vibration, okay? They're different frequencies, and it gives us an illusion of what we see and what we feel and what we think. So that's a little bit about energy there. So energy healing is a broad term for any therapy that stimulates the energy flow around our body, and it restores a balance around our body. So it enables the physical body to heal itself. So basically clearing blocks and interferences are from what we call our biofield. And I'll show you a little image of the biofield. So the biofield is the energy field which contains all of the information our system needs, okay, to properly communicate with our body. And that's all that little energy around that little picture there that you can see.
Wow.
So how is energy flow distributed? Okay, is disrupted, sorry. When we have surgery, when there are parasites, infections in our bodies, the vaccinations that we get, physical trauma, emotional trauma, toxicity, viral infections, all of these things, toxins, all the foods that we eat, all of the, like the preservatives, the additives in our foods and all our negative thought patterns, that actually disrupts that biofield. So when the biofield is disrupted around our body, then that's where we get issues within our body. And the issues come in very, very many different forms. Okay? And this is what it shows you in inflammation. So dis-ease in our body means our energy is not flowing. So when your energy stops, because even with anything that is an issue, whether it's your kidney or your liver, underlying all of that is your emotions. So if anything is disrupted, then you will get issues in your body. You'll get inflammation in your body. And this is what inflammation is. It's a stress reaction. It's your body's way of telling you that your energy is not flowing freely. It's telling you that something is not working in your life, whether it be physical, mental, it's not working in your life. Okay? So this is a little bit of a chart to show how it works. So if you look at the top part of, let's say you had an emotion of hurt. That's your negative emotion, and this is how the emotions work. So what happens, you were asking before, Sandra, what did those emotions have to do with blocking of, your finances? So you've got hurt. So with hurt, your limiting decision might be, I'm failing. It could be something else, okay? I'm not worth it. Okay, so from the limiting decision, then you present a problem. So the problem is, I keep putting on weight. These are just examples. I keep losing my job. I want more in my life, or I'm bored. Okay, so if you go back to the top of hurt, hurt is equal to anger, betrayal, bitterness, and hatred. So any of those can actually cause hurt as well. So this is a really good chart to show you how the negative emotion goes down and causes the limiting decision, and then goes even further down and causes the presenting problem. So if you take hurt, and the related stuff out of the equation, let's say, and then the rest follows. But hurt might appear, obviously, quite a few times within your body. We have about unlimited emotions every single day. Even if only one emotion got trapped every single day, you would have 365 emotions trapped in your body. That's just to give you an idea of how many emotions can be trapped somewhere within your body. When you have an argument with someone and then you go and do something and then your knee goes, or you get a bit of hurt in your knee, it's not a coincidence. It's actually something that has been put there by your emotions, or it goes into your knee. You never know where it's going to go, but it will go somewhere. Okay, so what's the body code? I'll explain. It's an advanced energy healing system. It's about working on energetic imbalances and blocks within the body that do cause that disease in the body. Okay, and disease, as we know, is dis-ease in the body. These are the areas that the body code are working on. It's 6 areas. So we're looking at energies and emotions. So the emotion code is in that area of the energies and the emotions, but the energy size does expand even more. It's a bigger area there. Then we work on all of your circuits and your systems within your body. So your respiratory system, your circulatory system, all the systems. All of the toxicity in the body, pathogens, infections and infestations. The infections and infestations is one of the highest cause of death and disease in the world. We work on misalignments and also nutrition and lifestyle. And by nutrition and lifestyle, your body knows everything in all of those areas. Your body knows everything that you need. You can actually learn how to distinguish between, do I take this tablet or do I take that tablet? Okay, so they're the things that we try and teach people what to do as well. So in simple terms, I use a form of muscle testing and I connect with your subconscious. I identify energetic balances and I clear those balances and I rebalance the body. And I think that's about it, just to give you a quick view on what it is. That's very the simplicity side of it and how it works. So open to questions which people might have to know, understand what the differences are or whatever everyone would like to know.
Thank you, Sasa. I love that. If you're on Facebook Live, please type in your questions and the beautiful Jackie will pass them on. And okay, I'll put it there, and then we'll put Sasa's contact details. Just leave them there, Sasa, so that we can put them into Facebook as well. And I just love how you explain how it covers all different areas, you know, from emotions to actually things that show up in the body. And I want to ask you, do you know typically what's the emotional source of sciatica pain?
The emotional source will be different for different people. It's not just one. Yes. So if you, example, I used to have a lot of frustration, and the frustration went into my knees. Okay. So everyone's different. So you may have frustration and it may go into your wrist.
I see. Okay. Got it. Yes. I thought it was like lack of support or something being, you know, your spine, but so it'll be different for every person.
Yes, the metaphysical side would be different, okay, would be the same, but when you're looking at emotions, it could be different. The one thing that people get confused about, a lot of people believe that emotions come from your heart. They actually don't. They come from organs and glands. So different organs, glands produce different emotions. So for instance, the emotion of anxiety is from the spleen or the stomach. Okay, the emotion of crying is from the lung or the colon. Defensiveness is lung or colon. So people who are defensive and stubborn a lot of the times may have constipation.
That makes a lot.
So it can affect, if you have too many emotions from a particular area, it will affect that area, but they will also go somewhere else. Okay, so you've got a bit of a double thing happening. So you don't know until you start working with someone. So I could be working on someone with a heart wall. Example, one of my clients that I worked on, and she had so much in the colon area. As soon as I released the heart wall, she was 55. She's 55. She didn't have constipation anymore.
Wow.
But that doesn't happen to everyone. You may have to work on constipation separately. We're all different beings. I can never tell which way, you know, people are going to be healed or created. They're all different.
Yes, I know of a friend of mine who, after her and her former husband separated, her daughter hadn't been to the toilet for like weeks, and it got so bad that she ended up in the hospital just having to take it up. But it was all emotional. You know, the fear of change and the fear of not having the parents together, it showed up in a physical way.
Yeah, rejection, sadness, crying, sorrow, all related to colon and lungs.
Yeah, I remember when you started doing mine, it was fascinating because this is the thing. Let me explain you, because it's actually a few questions asking, you know, how do you do it and what process do you use? So I'm the type of person that I'm a why person. I need to understand the why of things for them to make sense in my head. And as you have probably heard, many times you need to understand or believe in it for it to work. So for me, I need to understand how it works so that I can believe in it. And then if I believe in it, then it'll work for me and it'll be able to heal me. And so I said to Sasa said, you know, you can just, I just do it remotely. You don't need to be there. Or you can if you want. And of course, curious me is like, yeah, I want to be there. I want to see what you do. So I went on the first couple of calls. I think I got one for me and one for each of my daughters. And when Sasa started, you know, telling me all these emotions, some of them I never heard of them, I didn't even know the feeling and the amount of them and how they keep showing up at different ages of our lives. I was like blown away. I was like, oh my God, I want to get depressed just to know about all this. So once I fed my curiosity enough, I said, no, that's okay, you can keep doing them by proxy, plus I was traveling, so I wasn't, the time differences weren't very good. So this is how it works. This is the beauty of it. You can be anywhere in the world. I was here in Gold Coast and Sasa is in Sydney, and then I was traveling in Mexico. So you don't need to be there. And then if you like me, very inquisitive and wanting to understand how it works, you can get on for the first few sessions. And so you can do it over the phone or over Skype if you're in another country. And so Sasa will be doing it out loud, and she'll be doing, the questions and the muscle testing. She'll ask permission to take over your subconscious, and you give permission. And that's when she kind of, gets onto the steering wheel and starts driving things from your subconscious perspective. And so she'll start telling you at the age of 3, you had this emotion and you had this one, so let's get rid of it. Let's look for more. Okay, at the age of 5, that showed up again, etc., etc. So it takes quite a few sessions to remove the wall, because basically at the same session, your heart or your subconscious is telling her, that's it, I'm exhausted. It's been way too much. Let's just stop for today. So she'll know when to stop, and trust me, you're gonna feel it. Like I felt exhausted. And if I remember properly, Sasa, you said just take it easy, drink water, just to, get through it. And then she also asks your subconscious and your heart, okay, so I know you're exhausted. It was a lot of the releasing today. When do you think you're ready for more? And she will also get the answer. So she will tell you, I need to continue in 3 days. So you know what? I need to continue in 10 days because you're exhausted. So she books that next session. And so the next session, whether you're present or not, your body already, your subconscious already told her when the next session should be. She'll schedule it in her agenda, and she will work on you by proxy. Meaning if you can't or you don't want to anymore, you satisfy your curiosity like I did, you don't have to be present at the next session. Sasa will just work by proxy, and then she will email you after. These are all the emotions that I've found. I release them. And, your body told me that you're ready for another session in 5 days or whatever it is. So that is so cool. And the other thing that I absolutely love is that if you want to work with your kids, if you have young kids like I do, and you want to do some work, obviously my little one had less emotions than the older one, 9 and 6 years old. But the beauty of it is that the kids don't need to know. They don't need to talk to Sasa. They don't need to do anything. You basically give Sasa permission when she's asking, can I take over your subconscious and be the driver? This is my interpretation of it. She will ask the same for your kids, and you give her permission to work with your kids. So your kids don't need to know anything. This is the magic of it. Because, I've taken my daughter to hypnotherapy and this and that, and sometimes she's comfortable, sometimes she's not. I know my kids love Sue, my spiritual healer, and so they let her do, work on them. But then with Sasa, it's fascinating because she did magic in removing my kids' resentment and anger and all those feelings of abandonment without them even knowing that someone was working on them. Is that right, Sasa? Did I explain that properly?
You did. You did a perfect job.
Good. Thank you. So, yeah, hopefully that answers the questions for those who were saying that how do you do it? So that's how easy it is. Jackie has put all of Sasa's contact details on Facebook Live, and I have put them here on the chat on Webinar Jam. So you have her phone number, a landline phone number, you have her mobile, and you have her email address. And Sasa, you want to explain to us this options where you can buy individual sessions, or you can get a package, which is way better, and I recommend it. And I'm going to let Sasa tell you why it's so much better.
Yeah, yes, the packages are a better deal. With the heart wall, the example, I've got a certain price for a heart wall package, which is equal to about 5 sessions. Now, if we release the heart wall in less than 5 sessions, then you can use the other 2 sessions or 3 sessions, whatever is left over, on anything that you'd like to work on. Especially for children, that's very important. And even for adults, it's important for them to know that if it's released in 4 sessions, that you've got 1 session to do body code work. If, however, and this has happened, you need 10 or 12 sessions to release your heart wall, I work on the heart wall and you pay no extra. So that's the beauty of the Heart Wall package. And the reason I do that is because the Heart Wall, I always try and recommend that releasing of the Heart Wall is important because it's the foundation of body code work. With the body code packages, I offer a pay for 10, get 12, and obviously you get 2 extra sessions in working with the packages, and that would be more beneficial than paying a session at a time. But it's always up to the client, and I explain all those and send all the details through to them. But especially with the Heart Wall, your package deals are the best ones to do.
I totally agree. I think it's great value because as I just mentioned, especially as an adult, if it's going to take you 10, 12 sessions to remove your hair wall because of everything that's there, then you're paying for the package, which includes 5, and Sasa will keep going for as long as she needs to until your hair wall is released, which is the foundation to then do body code. So for example, with kids, like with mine, because they have less emotions accumulated, like my little one, I think only took 2 or 3, so I was able to use the other 2 on my oldest daughter or on myself, I can't remember. But then for me, I took more than 5, and trust me, I have done a lot of work on myself throughout the last few years, and I still took more than 5 to release my own hair wall, and I have bought the package, so I didn't have to worry about it because Sasa just did as many as she needed to remove my hair wall. So I strongly recommend it because if it takes less, great, then you can use the spare ones for your body code, which means you can then start working on specific issues. If you need to work on trust like I do, or if you want to work on, your blockages for financial and money, or if you need to work on your lower back pain, or, whatever specific issues, you can use the spare sessions to start working on your body code. But the first thing is to remove your hair wall, and I strongly recommend the package because it's worth it for you. You get more for what you pay, and that's one thing I love about Sasa, that she always, adds value. She's into adding value and exchanging more. So if, let's see if we have any more questions. If you have any more questions, please come and type them in for Sasa while we still have her. If there are no more questions, then you have all of her contact details, email address, website, phone numbers, all on the biggest screen here. Jackie has put it all on Facebook chat, and I have put it all on the Webinar Jam chat, so that you can get in touch with her. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. She can work with you. She's amazing, and I can tell you from my own experience that it works, and you definitely get to see the changes very quickly. So Sasa or Jackie, do you have anything else to add, or do you have any questions, Jackie? No? Sasa, do you have anything else to add?
I would just like to thank you guys. Jackie, thank you. Lovely meeting you. And Sandra, thank you. And thanks to all the ladies that are listening and for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time to be here and share your expertise and getting up early to enlighten us. And I'm sure you'll have a few people for the magic. I know I've done my heart wall, and I want to keep going with Sasa and some specific issues like trust and jealousy I want to remove. So I want to keep working with her on that. And then we'll see what else.
Starting on that week.
Sorry?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasa. Thank you so much, Jackie. And thank you to all our viewers. I look forward to connecting soon. Remember, we're here every Monday at 6 a.m. Brisbane time, which is Sunday evening for Europe, Sunday afternoon for America. And you can always register on amazing.com/Monday. Thank you, Sasa. Have a fantastic week. Thank you, Jackie. And all of you, go and have a fantastic week. Create your life by design. Don't let it just happen to you. Go out and smash some goals, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, ladies.